Hi everyone, I'm making a video today to supplement your Unit 102, which is planting container grown subjects. What that basically means is a plant that's been growing in a pot. We're going to take it from the pot and put it in the ground outside. So I've got my equipment ready here for this unit. I have a plant that's been grown in a container. This is actually a hosta grown from Mr. Locke's seeds. So you guys at school planted this a few years ago and it's ready to go in the ground. I've got some peat-free compost. It's always best to go with peat-free because it's more environmental. And I've got a trowel. I've got some water, could be a watering can, but I've got a hose today. And I've got a spade there just in case I need something a bit more substantial to dig a hole. Alright, so I have checked the weather and it's definitely not frozen ground today, so that's good. And I've also discovered that it's going to rain maybe the next couple of days, which is ideal because at the moment we've had a big dry spell and the ground is really hard. So this plant, I'm going to check it over for any damaged material. Now if you leave mouldy leaves on your plant, what's going to happen is the whole entire plant might go mouldy. And also the plant is putting energy into supporting some of the leaves that are damaged anyway, so you might as well take them off. So this one has got a damaged leaf which is starting to turn brown, so I'm going to take that one off. Okay, right. Next step. Have a little look at the pot, see how big it is. I'm going to dig a hole. So the hole itself needs to be a little bit bigger than the pot. So I'm putting this plant in a flower bed in my garden because it's just been springtime. There's not a lot going on in this bed at the moment. We've got peony there just about to come into bloom. Got some allium which are also just about to come into bloom. Some more allium there. We've got a euonymus here which has got nice colour all the year round actually, and a little photinia over in the corner there which is looking a bit sorry for itself. So I'm going to put a few extra plants in here. So let's check the hole in a sec. So you can take the pot and just put it in the hole. Now, it's always best to have a bit of a gap around. You don't want to be wedging it into a hole. Now, if the plant goes in too shallowly, what's going to happen is some of the roots are going to be exposed and they're going to dry out. That's no good. If the plant goes in too deeply, then when you infill it, the plant is going to be buried too deeply, which means some of the leaves and the stem might be buried, and it means that the plant's probably going to rot. Okay, so you've got to get it just right. The plant needs to be sticking out exactly the same level as it was in the pot, so it barely notices that it's been moved. So that looks about right, maybe a bit deeper because I'm going to allow to put a bit of compost in there. Okay, let's check. Yeah, that looks about right. So, let's get some compost, put a little bit in the bottom. Just crumbling out the big lumps to make it easier for the roots to grow into it. Now, because the ground is bone dry, I'm going to give it a bit of a water before I even start. Okay, so this is the part where you have to be super careful. If you break the plant's stem, it won't survive, okay? If you accidentally break one of the leaves, it's got other leaves, but the stem is the really important part. So look, I'm being careful to put my hand around the stem, tip the plant upside down. Right, look, because it's been grown in a pot, the roots are growing round and round like this. So one of the important steps of this process is to loosen the roots off. Otherwise, when you put it in the ground, they'll just carry on growing round and round and they won't grow into the new soil that they've been put into. So let's give it a little loosen. At school we say give the roots a tickle. So give the roots a little tickle. Right. Doesn't matter if you break a few of them. Right, so they should be able to start growing downwards. And in it goes. Okay, so I'm going to hold the leaves out the way. Now I'm going to infill around the plant. Haven't finished yet, but in that gap around the plant I'm going to put a bit of water. Okay, now I'm going to finish with my infilling. Okay, so we always talk about what roots hate at school, and roots hate air. It means if there's air around them, they can't make contact with the water. So what we're going to do is do a process called consolidation, which just basically means firming in. To get rid of any air around the roots. Okay, now time for a final water. Okay, so that is the end of planting container grown subjects. What I'll do now is I'll just make sure that plant stays damp over the next few days or weeks, otherwise it won't survive. But that's it for now, thank you.